Yo, what's up guys, Delzinski here, and what I want to talk about today on the Lowdown is Wrestlemania 30. That's right, at Wrestlemania 30 there has been a lot of talk about potential legends returning at this event for one more match. Now the talk around town has been the likes of Goldberg, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Steve Austin and Sting. But will any of these superstars actually feature on WrestleMania 30's card? So that's what I want to discuss today, and I want to know your views and opinions, and who would you like to see out of these 5 superstars return at the granddaddy of them all. So let's look at Bill Goldberg. What's the realism of him returning? Well, it's likely, but it all depends on the mighty dollar and what WWE are willing to pay for Goldberg, because talk has been bandied around that Goldberg is open to a return, but only if the price is right. There has been word that Triple H has been in contact with Goldberg and has offered him to come back, and the way it was put to Goldberg was think of the fans, think of the pop, think of the crowd, think of one more match. And Goldberg's response to this, as I say, from what I've heard, was, I don't care about any of that. All I care about is that you pay me the right money. And I have watched interviews on the past, and the reason being for this is because Goldberg wants to ensure that his family are financially secure going on into the future. So a big payday at WrestleMania 30 would suit Goldberg's needs. An opponent for Goldberg? Well, that name is Ryback. That's right, it would be Goldberg versus Ryback at WrestleMania 30. Now this actually works, it could happen, and I could see this match being on the card because in the past Ryback has been billed as a Goldberg type character. The crowd chant that name constantly when Ryback's in the ring, so it all makes sense. The reason why I don't think it will happen, well, as I say, they have to agree the money, but also if Goldberg does come back, Goldberg's definitely going over. So what sort of purpose does this fit for Ryback? Because surely if Goldberg is going to make a return, the right thing to do would be to put over someone like Ryback. To put Ryback on that level. To put him up there and, you know, use this as a stepping stone for the future of the WWE. I just can't see that happening if Goldberg returns. So what do you guys think? Would you like to see this match? And would you like Goldberg to return at WrestleMania 30? So that's man number 1. Man number 2. And this one has been talked about constantly, and this is probably the sure favourite to happen at WrestleMania 30. But Hulk Hogan is the next man on my list. Now Hogan has been obviously released from TNA, which has opened the door for him to return to the WWE, and Hulk Hogan is the master of self-promotion, and he's been bandied around quite a lot recently with him openly saying that he's open to a return and that Triple H has been in contact with him. Now here again, money might play a factor, but I think Hulk's chances of re-signing with the WWE are a little bit more likely than Goldberg's, because Hogan always loves the limelight, and Hogan is open to that one more big night. Goldberg sort of shied away from it over the years, Hogan not so much. So I could see Hogan returning. The match that Hogan would have, well, the big match that they've talked about would be John Cena, but I don't see that happening because I can't imagine Hulk Hogan at his age having a full match. But they have talked about pairing Hulk Hogan and John Cena together in a tag team match, which would most definitely work because Hogan can surely drop the leg drop just one more time. So for me, this could happen. Hogan could play a part in some shape or form at WrestleMania 30, and if I had my choice, I would most definitely like to see it happen. I don't want to see Hogan have a full match, but I want him to be a part of WrestleMania 30 because I think it's right. With WWE 2K14 coming out, Hogan being a feature piece of the game as well, become immortal, you've got to have him at WrestleMania 30. So, guys, do you think the Immortal Hulk Hogan will be at WrestleMania 30? And also, do you want him there? If you do want him there, do you want him on a long-term deal? Do you want him to do things after WrestleMania 30? And what match do you think Hulk Hogan would be in? Do you want to see him face John Cena? Or, if he's in a tag team match with John Cena, who could be their opponents? Up next, finally, maybe not, because he's been at the last two, it's The Rock. Yes, The Rock was talked about a while back, but things have gone very quiet on The Rock returning at a WrestleMania. After last year's fiasco with The Rock leaving and subsequently or potentially being done with the WWE, this is sounding less and less likely. I do see The Rock maybe having that role where, you know, he's a mouthpiece for the WWE to put over WrestleMania 30. But as far as a match goes, I'm not sure that's going to happen. I think he may very well have thought to himself, after the last run that he had with John Cena, it may not be worth it anymore, because I think his feud with Cena really did damage his reputation from the good old days of the Great One. If he does come back, who would he face? Well, that's definitely open to debate. Brock Lesnar, that could be a match that could potentially happen, but both would have to be in very peak physical shape, because The Rock, in his last two matches with John Cena and his matches with CM Punk for that matter, he has struggled to keep up the pace. His bigger build has really set him back in the wrestling world. So it's 50-50 when it comes to The Rock. I'm a big fan of the Great One. I'm a big fan of The Rock, but I don't want him to come back if this is going to ruin his reputation even more so, like it did last year at WrestleMania 29. So guys, do you want to see The Rock again one more time at WrestleMania? The only thing I would note on The Rock is I think The Rock deserves a good send-off match. I don't think he's had one. The Rock has sent off Austin. At WrestleMania 19, The Rock gave Steve Austin that fantastic match. John Cena didn't give The Rock the send-off matches that he deserves. So, someone, hopefully, can give him that at some point. Will it be WrestleMania 30? Only time will tell. Next up is the Rattlesnake, Steve Austin. And, of course, if he is going to have an opponent, then it would likely be CM Punk. This has been a feud that has built for a long, long time, and people have wanted to see it, but there's always been a question of whether Austin is physically fit to do the job. His knees are not exactly the best these days, and I don't know if he's still got it in him to come back and wrestle one more time. There has been reports where he said he could do it if he really wanted to, but he's quite happy with what he's got now. I personally would love to see the Rattlesnake. I think he walked away too soon, and I do miss the good old days of Steve Austin, and I miss the good old days of what, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. And if anybody was going to have a good feud, it would be Steve Austin and CM Punk. That would be fantastic. My only question would be is whether Austin has the legs to go against the best in the world. So guys, what do you think? Austin Punk, WrestleMania 30? It's got a good ring to it, I have to say. And last, but most definitely not least, it's the icon Sting. Now Sting has been talked about constantly facing The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And WrestleMania 30, we could very well see this happen. With Sting's contract, I believe, expiring in January in TNA, this makes him a free agent, and WWE have been close to signing Sting before in the past, and Sting has openly admitted this. But would it be right, and is the timing too late for this match to happen? Because in the heyday of both of these superstars, I would have loved to have seen them go one-on-one for the streak at a WrestleMania, but now I'm not so sure. Don't get me wrong, a build-up and a promo and the path to WrestleMania could be fantastic between these two. Sting in the rafters looking down at Taker, the mind games. This could work nicely. But a match? Well, in the past, people have had to try and, I wouldn't say carry Taker, but Shawn Michaels most definitely set the bar with Taker. Triple H, a little bit less. But Triple H and Shawn Michaels were in their physical, still a good physical presence to go one-on-one with Taker. Sting is not so much. From my recent watching of TNA, Sting even struggles to put the Scorpion Deathlock on someone these days. His knees have most definitely gone. He is past his best. So do we really want to see a past it Sting versus, I'm not going to say a past it Taker, but a less agile Undertaker? That's probably the nicest way to put it, because this match has been talked about for a long time now, and I don't want it to happen if it's just going to be a disappointment. So guys, let me know what you think. Out of these 5 superstars, Goldberg, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Steve Austin and the Icon Sting, who would you most like to see at WrestleMania 30? Is there anyone here that I haven't chosen who's been talked up to be at WrestleMania 30 who you would like to see? Let me know via the comments box below, and obviously guys, hit that like button as well. I really appreciate that if you do that for me. So guys, until the next episode of The Lowdown, all that's left from me is please rate, comment and subscribe. This is Delzinski, signing out.